So right now, we about to start at the top with the first game on the slate. We got the LA Rams versus the Indy Colts. Now, if you paid attention last week, Matt Stafford did what he was paid and acquired to do. Bombs away. All right. Also, if you looked at the Colts, Carson Wentz, he kind of struggled a little early, but Seattle had a good game plan for him. However, these two meet up. It's going to be a great game, one I'm really looking forward to. But if I have to make a decision, I'll put my chips on Matthew Stafford to come home with the W. Game number 2 on the slate, man. I got the Raiders versus the Steelers. Great defensive matchup. However, I think the offense is going to be the determining factor. Last week, Derek Carr at home knocked off the Baltimore Ravens. However, Big Ben on the road went up to Buffalo, did what needed to be done. If I had to make a decision between the two, give me Pittsburgh at home. Game number 3 on the slate. I got the Cowboys versus the Chargers. And similar to last week, this is going to be my upset of the week. Nobody's picking the Chargers. Nobody's talking about Justin Herbert. Everybody's kind of stuck on how Dallas did show up and gave Tom Brady and them a good fight. However, Justin Herbert looked really well running that offense. Dallas, they did give up 31 points to Tom Brady. I think if those coaches get together, that brain trust, come up with a great scheme, they can score enough points to knock Dallas off. Game number 4 on the slate, Cincy versus Chicago. And I got another upset of the week. I'm doubling down. I think that Joe Burrow did an excellent job last week of commanding the offense and getting Joe Mixon started early in the run game for them to knock off Minnesota. If you was paying attention, I definitely picked Minnesota to win. However, Chicago, I thought I was going to see a lot more from their defense, and I didn't. All I saw was Matt Stafford throwing deep. So, give me Cincinnati Bengals. Game number 5 on the slate. And this won't be an upset alert. We got the Cleveland Browns versus the Houston Texans. Now, last week, I mentioned that I won't be surprised if Houston upset the Jacksonville Jaguars. However, when it was time for me to make a decision, I chose Urban Meyer, Trevor Lawrence. This week, I got to go with Baker Mayfield and Kevin Stefanski. Cleveland did a great job competing against Kansas City, but in the end, it wasn't enough. Now, Tyrod Taylor did show up, show out, had Brandon Cooks going crazy, but this week, give me Cleveland and Baker. Game number 6 on the slate. And it's kind of wild because I have another upset of the week. Miami went into New England, played a great defensive game. Tua did just enough. They came away with the W. Buffalo, at home against Pittsburgh, ended up falling short to Big Ben and that crazy defense. So, week 2, give me Tua by 1 point over the Buffalo Bills. Game number 7 on the slate. I got the New England Patriots versus the New York Jets. Now, last week, both teams took an L, so somebody got to bounce back. Mac Jones, I felt like the Patriots kind of had their hands on him in the playbook. They kind of had the training wheels on. He wasn't able to spin it like he needed to. Now, Zach Wilson made some plays. However, they came late. Him and Corey Davis linked up for 2 touchdowns, but the Jets have the number 1 rushing defense. So the Patriots won't be able to just hand the ball to Damian Harris, play defense, and get a W. This game will be won or lost in the hands of Mac Jones. And with that being said, give me Dollar Bill and the New England Patriots for the W. Game number 8 on the slate. I got the San Francisco 49ers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, last week, I caught a little flack because those Eagles came to Atlanta and they did what I said they was going to do. They got an athletic offense led by Jalen Hurts that can put up points. San Fran scored big, scored fast, scored early on the Detroit Lions. However, the defense let me down how they plummeted towards the end. But this week, they face off against each other. Give me San Fran by less than a field goal for the W. Game number 9 on the slate. Now, last week, I did not put my chips on my guy. Famous Crab Legs Winston. Now, I told y'all the boy got a big arm. He's in a good system, and things was going to be different this time around. Now, different, Green Bay getting knocked off, I didn't know it was going to be that different. However, because of how they played in week 1, we riding the wave. New Orleans over Carolina, week 2, W. Game number 10. Now, I told y'all about Touchdown Teddy and he didn't let me down. But what surprised me was the usage of the running backs. Both of them ate, and they split their carries right down the middle. Now, we saw what happened with Jacksonville and Houston, and yes, I did have Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence pick the win. However, I've seen that defense. I've seen that offense. Let me get different. Game number 11, Minnesota versus Arizona. Now, last week, I beat the desk about my guy Kirk Cousins. For the record, he did win me money in DFS, but against Joe Burrow, he came up short. Kyler Murray was my upset pick of the week. He went into Tennessee, did what needed to be done. Based on the film, how Arizona attacked Tennessee, I could kind of see another W. Let's ride the wave, and let's go with Arizona beating the Minnesota Vikings. And since y'all like to act up, I ain't gonna even say nothing. Game 12 on the slate, I got the Tennessee Titans versus the Seattle Seahawks. Last week, the Titans disappointed a lot of people, especially my guy at Get Up Craig. Now, this week, they're facing the Seattle Seahawks team that's had a great game against Indy, some momentum. They've just seen on film how Arizona attacked them through the air. Let me get Russell Wilson to secure another W and give Seattle a 2-0 start. We got the Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens. Now, last week, the Ravens went into Las Vegas and got upset, but I primarily think that's because of the situation in their backfield. They don't have a healthy back, but they've signed, like I said, one of your favorite running backs in the last 5 years. Now, Pat Mahomes, we know what they do. My guy, Big Red, it's an easy decision. I think this game will be a little closer than everybody thinks, but give me Pat Mahomes, Big Red, Jet McKinnon for the W. Game number 15 on the slate, Monday Night Football. We got the Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers. Now, ideally, you're not a goofy and you're sitting there telling yourself that Aaron Rodgers is done, cooked, or finished because he just had a rough go. A lot of different things going on in the offseason. And maybe I am making excuses for Aaron Rodgers. However, he's playing the Detroit Lions. I don't see them coming back in the end like they did last week. This will be like week one where they get things organized, get things started. Let me get Devontae Adams 2 touchdowns, Aaron Jones's 2 touchdowns, and the discount double check for the week 2 W.